Hi, Rossi, the guy with the eye here. And I haven't really said anything about it yet. Maybe if you follow me on Instagram or something. But I just recently picked up the Sony Rx100 version 3. I was very, very excited about this camera. I kind of moved on from the Fuji X100. Just really wasn't feeling it, even though I really, really wanted that camera. But I just wanted something a little smaller, whatever. I'll cover that in a later video when I kind of give my rundown on that since it's, still a newer camera. But I really wanted to test the low light capability a little bit. I mean, primarily when I use that, it's pretty much going to be day late or, kind of midday, on the street type of things. That's when I'm going to mainly use that camera. But I was just curious, if I was in a lower light situation, how would things look? And especially video-wise, just messing around with the ISO. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to run by some quick, just photos I shot right here at the desk in a low light situation just to see how the grain and the colors react. I'm not expecting to be blown away, but I'm also just curious and in regards to how the grain and stuff looks on video at higher ISO. So let's just dive into this ISO test right now. So we are here now. Don't mind you because I had to use slower shutter speeds and everything. Don't mind the focus 100%. But I wanted to do, as I said, I wanted to go through the higher ranges of the ISO just to see how the low light looks. And so, I really wanted to start here. The first one I have is at 2500 ISO. And I pretty much found out 800 to 1000 is a really, really good base point. But once again, I wanted to push the limit. And, and if anyone is curious about what the grain looks like and everything in higher ISOs, this is something for, this might be an interesting video for you. And just to kind of, keep this in mind, this is a 1-inch sensor and it's a 20 megapixels and it's a very, very strong, little portable camera with a kick to it. So here we go. Once again, there's not a lot of light in the room. I did that intentionally. So this is a 2500 ISO. The ambient does look pretty nice. I mean, you can easily, see the grain right here. I mean, the noise, you can easily see that right here. But it doesn't look horrible. The colors don't look mucky. It actually looks usable. So for 2500, I don't think it's a bad look. Once again, it is noise. It is grain. It's not going to be the best, but if someone's looking at this, they won't 100% go to that. But once again, this is a smaller compact camera that's delivering a kick. So the next one is 3200. I just did a little bit of a further way. Once again, I'm actually not disappointed in this. I haven't really looked at these a ton, but let's see. Just want to kind of compare this a little bit. So the noise actually looks a little the same. I can see because look at the punchiness of the dark levels here. It kind of looks like it lets up a little bit going to 3200, but it really still kind of holds its integrity. You know what? I'm not disappointed in the way that this looks. Once again, if this was a shot like this and this, this looked like this, it's absolutely fine. You know what? It's not awful though. So there's that. That's 2500 and there's that. So you know what? It doesn't look terrible. So let's go up to, what's the next one? 4000. I'm not really finding that much of a difference really, but the thing I'm starting to notice is a little bit of the kind of the dark levels on this thing. But I mean, even 4000 isn't even that bad. Just kind of going through everything. I'm not 100% disappointed. As you see, this was sharp here. You are losing a little bit of sharpness now, going at about 4000. But how does that compare to, I think 3200 is a really strong point. I don't think it's bad. Once again, if I had a shot, it might not be bad. But how about if we push the extreme and go to 6400? And to me, it's a little more pronounced. So there's 2500, 60. You know what? It doesn't hold bad. The colors do seem to run a little bit as you're getting the 6400. But let's just kind of go in, a little closer type of thing. I'm not disappointed, really. Once again, yes, it's grainy as hell, but let's go back to the 2500 one. Let's do the old zoom action. Let's look around. So this is your 2500. This is what this is looking like. We're up at 66%. So this one, we're at 50%. All right, I could definitely see you get a little bit more detail with the 2500 and it kind of blurs a little bit, at the edges, at 6400. So you are losing a little bit of sharpness and clarity when you're getting that high. But I'm actually not disgusted with my Nikon D, what was it? My Nikon D3100, a couple years ago, I pushed that up past 1600 and everything would just turn out mucky. The colors would run. So for 6400 ISO, this actually isn't bad. So 2500, it's pretty nice. Oh shoot, let's go back here. It's actually not that bad. 3200, it's still holding its merit. It's not even looking bad at 4000. So even at 6400, it's way more pronounced, and you do lose a little bit of the sharpness around the edges a little bit, and the colors, the blacks seem to run just a little bit. I don't think it's horrible. So it's not bad. Now, I might do further testing on this, especially when I do a full review, but just kind of first looks, first thoughts, it's pretty decent. And I mean, I literally have just a small desk light that lit this up, and you can see that it's doing something. Yeah, the white balance, is off a little bit, but that kind of goes against that. But I was curious also to then go into a little bit of video action. And let's see. So let's just start right here. And I think I start to talk about, what did I start at? Let's see. I think I started at around
1600.
So this is 1600 ISO.
It's 1600.
And it doesn't look that bad. It actually looks
2500.
Looks nicely. I had to play with the shutter speed a little bit. Just kind of look at the darker areas to kind of pick up those noise and grain.
4000.
So at 4000, I really started to kind of notice the noise really kind of flicker and pick up. Yes, I'm moving the camera around, but that's a realistic situation if someone was moving around. You could see it's really kind of moving there. But let's just keep going. I think I go up to 8,000. I think I go a little crazy here. Here we go. So now we're at 8,000. You can really see everything's moving there. So just for going something, so around here, it all looks really solid.
1600.
So that's 1600.
Going up to 2500.
2500. You could see it a little bit, but then once you get to 4,000, especially 8,000 is definitely overkill for this camera. I certainly agree. But I mean, is it a non-usable image? Yeah, I'd say 8,000 is really bad. 6400 kind of looked the same as well. So just overall, I think it holds its. I think the Sony Rx100 holds really, really well in regards to a simple low light type of thing. 6400 I wouldn't throw it at, but if it was at 3200, I wouldn't be disappointed. Even 4000, if it was a cute moment or something, I think it would be usable. 6400, I mean, this is the 6400. Would I be disappointed? No. If I needed it, I needed it. I'm not afraid to do that. So I'm not disappointed with that. Once again, with the D31 or the D3000 or 3100, whatever camera I had when I third shot one of my first weddings, I was very, very disappointed. Everything looked horrible. But with stuff like this years later, it's really freaking good. And with the video going up to 2500 ISO is not an issue. I didn't think that was that bad. But as you step past that, I'd say the video really, really isn't usable. So that's really my quick kind of test. As I said, I just wanted to go and see how everything looked. Am I comfortable with this for myself? Once again, I want to educate myself if I really, really like the low light. And for the still side, it's actually not that bad. I'm not disappointed. For the video side, it should be where it should be. I wouldn't use high ISOs anyway. But once again, if you need to, feel free. But 4,000, 8,000, as you see, it didn't look that well. So that's all I got. If you guys have any questions or comments, I'm really going to do a more full review with this guy coming more down the line because this is something I invested in. It's a decent investment, and it's just something I really, really wanted, something more portable. Instead of just using, my iPhone, which I do a lot of my Instagram stuff with, I wanted something more professional, something better with, more of a punch. And I think that's a really, really good option. As I said, I'm going to test the hell out of this thing. So quick thoughts, ISO, low light, not that freaking bad. Any questions or comments, please leave those down below. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. Sony Rx100 low light beast.